With a win against Man City today, we can go 5 points clear in the Premier League. Actually, 8 points clear with Man City having one game in hand. But technically, 5 points clear. With 8 games to go, that could be absolutely massive. Therefore, making this one a potential title clincher. Hello there folks, and welcome to part 12 of Season 2 of our Football Manager 20 save with Liverpool. And today it is time for the aforementioned game against Manchester City, the home leg of that match this season at Anfield, followed by the second leg of the Champions League first knockout round against Porto. We're 2-0 up with a 2-0 win at home, as you might have guessed. So as long as we don't concede 3 goals at Porto, we are just about okay as it stands. Let's have a look at how we've got on though in the last few matches. We have scored 18 goals in the last 3 matches. Not too bad at all. We have conceded 2, admittedly. Unfortunately, the period that started with Bristol City conceding 1 and with Chong scoring, we hadn't conceded all the way until that West Ham game, but we'll talk about that in a little while. We faced Chesterfield, an amazing team really to get to the FA Cup 5th round, being the last 16. I'm sure the 5th round is the last 16. And Chesterfield got there, but ultimately we absolutely whooped them. We beat them 7-0, Balotelli making it 2-0 inside the first 3 minutes with a first minute goal within the first 20 seconds, and then a penalty. He made it a hat-trick over 60th minute goal. We were 4-0 up at half-time, and it was all over. I mean, one of their lads got sent off. The fouls are ridiculous. They must have made 30, 35 fouls. I think I might be exaggerating. Let's have a look. No, 35 fouls. I wasn't exaggerating. 1 shot for them throughout the whole game. It was just a case of them coming up against a far better side. We will have a quick look at how they got there. I'm just interested. They beat, to be fair, they had some decent scalps. They beat Blackpool, who are in League 1. And Lichfield, Ipswich, that are also in League 1. Lincoln, who are probably in League 2 or League 1. Again, League 1. Mansfield, who are in League 2. So it was Mansfield. Jermaine Defoe's in charge at Mansfield. Interesting. Very interesting that he's there. But ultimately, it was too little too late, really, when they came to our place and lost 7-0. But no disrespect towards the side. And great to see them get into the last 16. Then we faced Gerrard's Norwich away from home. Luckily, he did us a favour, of course, managed to beat Manchester United twice. But it did us the same favour. We beat them by 3 goals. It was 2-0 at half-time, courtesy of early Van Dijk and Henderson goals. And it was all over. And the early goal was very much the catalyst for that win. And it was very much a catalyst for that 8-2 win against West Ham. You won't believe that this game was 1 each, 14 minutes in. I thought, we could drop a few points here. But a quick double from Henderson and Salah made it 3-1. I thought, yeah, this looks good. And then Van Dijk made it 4-1. Mane made it 5-1. And Firmino made it 6-1, all before half-time. It was quite unbelievable. Firmino and Lainez adding 2 further goals with Diana. Is that Diana? Yeah, Grady Diana. Yeah, whatever. He got it to 7-2. 7-2 after Firmino scored. But an excellent game from the team. Alexander-Arnold unfortunately got injured and he's out for a few weeks, which is never the sort of thing you like to see from one of your star players. But an absolutely fantastic win against West Ham. And this is how it leaves the league. We'll show you how Man City have done. I think they've won all their games, if I remember rightly. No, they didn't. Yeah, they've only played 1 Premier League game. And they drew with Leeds United. Drew. Ian Acho, funnily enough, their former player. I'm amazed at Leeds. Bloody hell. Leeds have bought him from Leicester. How much have they bought him for from Leicester? 13.75 million. Interesting. But no, the former player equalised against. They dropped a further 2 points coming into today's game, and City have not been the best so far, meaning that we are 5 points clear. They've got a game in hand, as I've just said, but today won't be that game in hand, and if we win today's game, we go 8 points clear at the top of the Premier League, albeit, of course, other sides have got other games to play, but that'll be a very strong position with 8 games to go, and Man City have got a fair few tricky games to go after this. We'll just have a quick look at our games as well. But they've got Tottenham, Manchester United, Arsenal. But, I mean, any of these sides. Bournemouth have been very good this year. Burnley are a good defensive side. West Ham, maybe not. But Fulham and Southampton, and drawing at Leeds clearly shows that they aren't the best side in the world. Although we could bottle this quite easily as well. We've got Burnley, Fulham, Leeds. A lot of the same sides, funnily enough, that Man City are playing. We've got Man United and Everton. I think those 2 games are going to be absolutely crucial in where the league is going. A very tough 2 games in the space of a week of each other. But a tough schedule. But I think we're winning this game against Man City today, which amazingly is not on the telly. That is probably the stupidest decision ever. But oh well, we'll be there to watch it, so that's all that matters. And this will be the team that faces Man City in today's game. The team that really you would expect to see. We've got Alisson in goal. Of course, Gomez replaces the injured Alexander-Arnold with Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson at the back. Berge, Henderson and Oxlade-Chamberlain in the midfield. Salah and Mane on the wings with Firmino up front. Milner is on the bench. I'm just resting Milner a little bit, really. Henderson has done very well since coming back into the team. So he's a player that is going to be playing in today's game. You would have seen that Arsenal only got a draw against West Ham. Fair to say, West Ham probably wanted a point, didn't they, after their whooping against us. And it's not surprising either that Pellegrini was sacked after that 8-2 defeat. Straight after the game finished, he was sacked. Because it was the caretaker manager that took the interview for that game. Which I suppose doesn't really work, but I will. But they're playing, funnily enough, they're playing their cup goalkeeper again in this game. Of course, we did beat them in the cup last time out. I do wonder, perhaps, whether Ederson is either injured or they've transferred. And let's have a quick nosy at this. No, he's not gone anywhere, Ederson. Brad Guzan's gone on loan, but I don't think they'd play him. Is Ederson injured? Or is he just out of sorts? Dravovsky, I mean, I'm filtering no, I'm not filtering unavailable players. Where is Ederson? Where is Ederson? He's there. Man City, he's out with a damaged foot. That could be crucial for Man City. So they're playing Dragowski, who was, to be fair, unbeaten in our game against him. But I think the only game he's played is that game against us, and presumably the game against Leeds now. But a good side, Man City. Again, of course, we did play them last episode and beat them in the cup final, albeit on penalties. But I'm sure this game will be a lot more exciting. Plus the fact that hopefully Salah doesn't get a red card 10 minutes in. I'm just having a quick look at the press stuff, because every little thing at this point of the season is really important. The comments you make, every single comment can matter. It can have an effect on player morale. So it's very important to make sure that you say all the right things to the press. Don't knock the confidence of the players, but equally don't make them overconfident, because every little thing you do could well make a massive difference in this title race, which is one that we seem to be not controlling, but in a good position at the moment. I think this could, perhaps, the way we're playing, certainly being 30-odd games unbeaten. If this is the sort of game we win, this is the sort of game that will definitely give us that control and perhaps be the catalyst to go and win the title. But a very good run from Mane. Again, unfortunately, not really enough, because it is a counter-attack from Man City at this point. Sterling going across the wing. Joe Gomez, though, an absolutely fantastic tackle from the standing right-back. That is worth a clap and a half. Salah, though, I mean, that's shocking from Mo Salah. That is shocking. We're 6 minutes in. It seems to be end-to-end stuff. The first shot on goal, though, and it's fair to say that was a little bit off the target, but we're doing okay at the moment. We are doing absolutely fine. Very good defending there from Joe Gomez to get the ball back. From Raheem Sterling, 8 shots for us so far. It is fair to say we are dominating proceedings at the moment on that front, but not really getting anything out of it. A draw would be decent. Of course, it means that Man City don't gain anything on us. But a win is always sweet. A win is. I mean, we drew against Man City early on in the season, so of course a win today would be absolutely awesome. And Firmino very nearly beats the young Polish goalkeeper, but he gathers the ball confidently, and let's see what he can do from here. Firmino putting good pressure on him, and he's forced to make a short pass to Ruben, but that actually might not work out too badly. Sterling on the ball, puts it forward to Aguero. Good pressure being put on by our lads, and Gomez gets the ball back. Very good there. A bit of a wayward pass from City. Good block by who? I think it was Van Dijk, but a good ball to Mane. Mane dispossessed. A very good tackle from, was that somebody called Capello? Was it Capello? I have absolutely no idea. 14, no, that can't be De Bruyne. Anyway, Salah into Mane again. This is just not looking good enough. We are taking too many shots. Was it Capello? Cancelo. Where did I get Capello from there? I have absolutely no idea. They've got a lot of good players on the bench. They have really bought, as you would expect them to do. They've got a massive net spend. We have got one of the lowest net spends in the division. Never mind the top 6. We've got one of the lowest net spends in the division over the 2 years. Not just this year, but over the 2 years. We've told the lads we're not very happy with what we've seen, because ultimately it was 16 shots. To only have 2 of those on target. It might well be a bit of respect towards Man City's defence, but ultimately we need to do something, or else Man City could, well, just get something in. I mean, how many shots do they want to have? It's a goal for Sergio Aguero. I mean, that was just a complete scramble from our lads. We didn't know what we were doing there. There were 3 or 4 shots in one, and they'd only had 2 shots before that move. They'd now have had 8 shots, which doesn't make it look too bad in terms of a dominated performance. What happened here then? So 1 shot for Aguero, 1 shot for Bernardo Silva, another one for Aguero. I mean, Berger didn't do well enough at all there. I mean, load of players sliding. Luckily there wasn't a tackle that was a foul there. But Man City take the lead. Could we be a team beaten for the first time since October? Of course, we've got this unbeaten run which could be broken today. Let's see what happens. I mean, we've had 17 shots. This half doesn't look to be too good. De Bruyne into the box. Van Dijk gets it out. Only temporarily though. Sterling puts it in to Gomez. Of course, it's worth noting as well, if we go and lose this match, then City can take the lead of the table, top of the table, with a win in their game in hand by a point, which would put City back in control. This is why this is such an important game for that classic 6-point swing. Well, never really. Anyway, Alisson on the ball, and we don't do anything with it. I think it might be time just to make some changes. Mane has been pretty poor today, so we're going to bring Lainez on for Mane, see what he can do. We haven't got Shaqiri on the bench. That's the type of player I'd like to bring on, but we're going to bring Milner on for Oxlade-Chamberlain. He hasn't really done much today as the Ox, and I think Milner can play well sometimes, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We put you to a full-back on automatic, and we are not going to get very attacking just yet. I think we're a few minutes behind that. I've just turned the Xbox on, actually. Oh, well, I'll turn that off in a minute with me leg. But this is disappointing, considering the way we've played. 18 shots. We've only had 2 shots in the whole of the half. Man City very much coming back into this game with a vengeance. Can we have our chance here, though? Sander Berge gets the interception in a poor control, really, from John Stones. Can we get anything out of this? Ball to Firmino. Don't be sloppy like we usually are. Firmino, he's going to shoot. It's going to be wide. I mean, okay. That's probably one of the better shots we've had today. I'm trying not to be distracted and do this Xbox subtly, but there we go. De Bruyne back into the box. Alisson gets it. Come on, this is the sort of ball we need to put out straight away. Is the Xbox turned off? Yes, it has. That's the least of our worries now. Come on, Alisson, get the ball out. It's out to Firmino. This could be a chance. Beats the defender. Come on, it's a bit of an awkward angle from there. He shoots, and it's a really lame shot, I would say. Not even a tame shot. It's just a lame shot from there. And we have really got a problem now. If we want to go and beat Man City, this is a problem. I mean, I'd love to keep the unbeaten record, but that's not really the most of my worries at the moment. Most of my worries is about trying to get a draw here, which I suppose in turn helps the unbeaten record. I mean, Balotelli is the only player we can really bring on here to do something. But this is a real worry. I mean, City again, we've scored 18 goals in the last few games. Is it just that the light has gone out? Possibly it might have done. I said this is going to be a crucial game. 10 minutes to go. Can we just have something? Can something come? Or is City just going to sit back now? I mean, it has to be said that ultimately we didn't take our chance in the first half. 21 shots and 5 on target just simply is not good enough. But could this be one chance where we can get it back? Salah into the box. Or Virgil van Dijk. It's just over the bar from Van Dijk. Is that our last big chance? Added time. 4 minutes to go here. We're going to tell the lads to push forward. That is all we can do at this stage. Put some opposition instructions on. We've gone very attacking. We've gone as attacking as we can do. We can put Berge potentially as an attacking midfielder. I don't really know at this stage. But there isn't a hell of a lot more we can do. And our unbeaten run is gone. We've lost for the first time in 37 matches. I mean, City only scored 1. We were good at the back. But it just didn't happen up front today. And that is gutting. I said it could have been the game where we won the title. Is that the game where we've lost it? Man City, no doubt, are going to be pumped. So there you go. 21 games in the league unbeaten. I mean, a really good run that was. 2 each against Man City away from home. Some brilliant wins in there. I mean, as you can see, it's the first loss ever since that loss against... Where can we find it? No, that loss against Chelsea. We played a lot of games since then. Hell of a lot of games. But our first loss. And I mean, well... Yeah. I'm really gutted about that. Really am. Okay, that's what we're going to have to put up with now. Frustrating, very frustrating. But let's see if we can put a positive spin on these things. Let's try and win against Porto. Give them a good smashing, and that will give us a good run of form in the Champions League. A bit of a boost going into the second knockout round if we can get there. But my God, that's a disappointing result. It's pretty much business as usual, to be quite honest, in terms of the teams that have got through to the Champions League quarter-final. And hopefully, we'll join them today. One of the shocks, definitely. I know they've not been performing well in the league this season, but Salzburg have got through against Tottenham. Jurgen Klopp has been sacked. I thought it might just have been enough, and he was sacked after that loss against Salzburg. They've had an abysmal season, to be quite honest. They got through to the Champions League first knockout round, but apart from that, they have been pretty poor. I'm just trying to look at the senior competitions. They are 14th in the league. I mean, because the relegation zone is so abysmal this year, they're okay. But out the Champions League, out the Carabao Cup, I mean, they're playing us in the Emirates FA Cup next game, which is a bit of a worry, actually. But Kloppy has been sacked. First time in his career he's been sacked, and a little bit gutted for him. Perhaps if we leave Liverpool after winning the league, he might well come back here, but who knows. But yeah, that's a massive shock. Red Bull Salzburg were through. But apart from that, PSG are out. Bayern Munich are through. Real Madrid, Milan, Man City and Barcelona are also through. And it's between Galatasaray and Atletico for that final spot. And of course, ourselves are in that battle as well for the final spot. But today's team is something a little bit different. I thought I'd play something a little bit different and just try a bit of a different system. So Shaqiri replaces Salah on the right with Balotelli playing up front in place of Bobby Firmino. We're going to actually put him back to a Trequartiste to try that a little bit. Berger Milner in the midfield with Fabinho as a defensive midfielder. And then we've got Itter at left back. Just a bit of rotation, but also to warn the lads that nobody's place in this squad is safe. Because sometimes you can get a bit complacent, and that's certainly not what we don't want. We're 2-0 up against Porto. I think it should be okay, but you just never know. As Tottenham saw, they only led 1-0, but Salzburg beating them 2-1. Or was it 2-0? But yeah, I mean, it's all over for Tottenham, and Tottenham have had a really disastrous run. That'd be a team, I think if I wasn't at Liverpool, it would be a team that I would quite like to go into. Because I think it'd be a fascinating project with Tottenham. They had a really bad league run this year. Made even worse than Chelsea's plight a few years ago, finishing, I think it was 10th or 11th. Just be interesting. No European football. Again, a lot of their top players will probably want to leave after this season. A good opportunity perhaps to bring somebody like Harry Kane into the club, possibly. Who knows? They've got some very good players, Tottenham have. Perhaps Son Heung-min also as well. But, yeah. Be an interesting project, wouldn't it, to go to Tottenham? If you were a new manager, anybody, or somebody who had proven themselves in other leagues, it'd be a very good project. With, I would argue, not much in the way of expectation, just to do better than the other did in the last season. But a good ball from Mane to Milner. Fabinho on the edge of the box, back to Milner. I mean, if we score here, if we get a goal, Porto need 4. So if we can get an early goal and go 1-0 up, that would be very comfortable, I would say. If Porto go 1-0 up, though, here, of course, the swing is very much a bit of a worry. But Z. Louise has got the ball. He's on the goal in front of Alisson. But Alisson gets the save, and it is a corner for FC Porto at their own stadium. I mean, we beat them 2-0 at Anfield, so that pretty said, that said pretty much bye-bye to any chance of them getting a chance of going through. But you just simply never know. I mean, I remember, I think Arsenal beat Man City 3-0 in the Carabao Cup, of course, a competition we went on to win. And then Man City beat them 4-0 in the next leg. Of course, that was enough for City to get through. You'd have thought, if you were Arsenal, you thought, bloody hell, it's completely all over. But certainly not the case. So we can't be complacent here. And a little bit of a worry that we have been controlled by quite a bit here by Porto. Is it just a case that this team is starting to crack? I do worry about that a little bit. But we'll have to see how we get on. We've had one loss. We're not losing here, so I'm not particularly worried. Let's see how this team gets on. Shaqiri into the box for Balotelli. Balotelli gets his 11th goal of the season. Doing well. I mean, certainly helped his goal-scoring tactics. His goal-scoring stats were certainly helped by that hat-trick against, I think it was it West Ham? Yes, it was. But yeah, he's got another goal here, 11 to the tally for the year. Certainly not bad for a free signing, was he? But despite seemingly Porto having a very good chance so far to go ahead, 9 shots, they have not managed to register a goal. We're ahead. They need 4 at least in the second half. We're going to score another one. It is definitely all over. We're going to tell the lads we demand more from them, though, because it is just a normal game. It'd be good to get a confidence boost to go and win here, and equally to get a clean sheet here. That would be a good thing to do as well. But you watch them go and score straight away after I go and say that. Then over 17, he beats Milner, and oh my goodness me, Nakajima with a massive shot over the bar. Only 2 shots for us so far, so clear that they are dominating proceedings. But our defence clearly has been very good, which is good to see. I mean, if you invest over 140 million into that defence with Alisson and Van Dijk, that is not much of a surprise that you expect good defensive depth. But Neres has the ball in the box, and that is done. That chance is absolutely completely done. Alisson, though, with the ball out. Can we get something out of this? Mane back to Itter. Itter, can he make a good chance? Good ball through, but I don't think it's going to fall to Balotelli. Then number 4, back to the goalkeeper. Hoofs it out for Z. Louise to get to. And Van Dijk, not the best though. He beats Van Dijk there. Number 9, through on goal and over the bar once again. We are giving them far too many chances, I do think, here. So we're going to put the defensive line a little bit further back. It'll be quite narrow with our defence. We'll be direct with our passing. Again, it's our style of football. Pardon me. It's a style of football that we have played all season. And seemingly has worked, apart from that game against Man City. I mean, a 30-odd match unbeaten run is something that is not to be sniffed at all. Very good save from Alisson there. It was close to the goal as well. At close quarters, Alisson did very well there. But only 3 shots from us, and unbelievably, we are still ahead. And the ability, I think, from us to still be comfortable, even though we are being exploited quite a bit, it's fair to say, up front. Just shows that we are certainly not a bad side whatsoever. We're going to put Fabinho to right back because Joe Gomez is quite tired. We're going to put Henderson in the midfield and Lainez as a right winger. 20 minutes to go though here. I think this game is pretty much over, but we'll have to see. Let's see if we can get anything more out of this. Henderson puts the ball through to Mane. You can't say our lads have given up even though we're 3-0 up. Mane we've run through and scores the second of the day, the fourth of this, and Porto now need 5 in the space of 20 minutes. It is something we have seen before, but I can't see it from Porto. They've had 16 shots though. We could well keep a clean sheet. A very nice ball from Henderson, a good dribble from Sadio Mane, and he certainly avenges himself for his 6.3 performance. Really poor, really, against Man City. And he's going to at least an 8 out of 10 today. Good performance from the team, certainly from the defence. And we seem to be through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, so not too shabby at all. And what I'll do after this game, presume we get through now. I mean, we've got to get through, surely. But Lainez has got a chance. He's 1-1 with the keeper. A little bit weak there from Lainez, but oh well. I mean, we'd have to score all of them, but a little bit disappointed. Just put your foot through it, man. But yeah, I'll show you the draw afterwards, see how we get on in the draw. We're going to go back to counter-attacking now, because I don't think it'll hurt anything whatsoever. We'll show you who we draw in the quarterfinals of this episode, and then we will call it a close until the very next time. But Laporte makes an appearance. Ooh. And just after he comes on, Ita has been took off injured. Lower leg injury, that is the sort of thing that could be dangerous. But a few minutes left, and we have another 2-0 win at home and away. That is going to be enough to get through to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. So let's now go and find out who we will play in those 2 ties. Well, it was Atletico Madrid that got through in that other tie. So let's see. We're going to face Atletico, Bayern, Barcelona, Man City, Milan, Real Madrid or Salzburg. Let's find out. We are the holders of this competition. Who's going to come out first? So first team out of this draw is Salzburg. And they will play against Barcelona. That's a massive match. Man City. Will it be a domestic rivalry? Well, they play Real Madrid. Bayern Munich will play ourselves. Okay, so an away leg first. I like that. I don't mind that at all. Coming back to Anfield to play Bayern Munich in that quarterfinal. Let's have a quick look as well at the semi-final draw as well. See what side of the draw we are on. Red Bull or Salzburg or Barcelona come out. Bayern Munich and Liverpool. So we'll play, if we beat Bayern Munich, of course, Barcelona or Salzburg in the semi-final. And I think, funnily enough, we could have a mirror to what we did last year, because we did play, I'm sure, against... Yes, we did. We beat Bayern Munich and then played, okay, Real Madrid, not Barcelona, but it would be German, then Spanish side. So we basically... I mean, I don't see beating Salzburg. You never know. But we'd need to go and beat Bayern Munich, which we did last year, and then potentially either Barcelona or Salzburg to get to the final of the Champions League. And let's have a quick look at where we will come back for the next episode. Unlucky 13, perhaps. Let's have a look at where we will come back. I think we'll miss the first leg, because I think we're going to focus a bit more on the Premier League this year. So what we're going to do, we're going to come back for the second leg of the Champions League at home. And then, of course, the attraction is that match against Manchester United. The Fulham match has been moved to facilitate those 2 matches. It doesn't really help, because Man United and Everton are 2 crucial games. So we'll play Tottenham off camera, Burnley, Bayern Munich and Leeds, and then we'll come back for the Bayern Munich second leg and the Manchester United game. Depending on how the FA Cup match goes, let's have a quick look, pardon me, at when the... let's have a look at when the semi-finals are due in. That's the 17th. The 17th is going to be a problem, because that's when we're due to play Manchester United. So things will have to be moved round, but I'm sure that we'll figure out a way to get the Bayern Munich game and hopefully the Man United game in. But we'll just have to see when we come back, won't we? Tottenham we should win. Burnley and Leeds should be fairly easy, winnable games. And hopefully we can get a good result away from home at the Allianz Arena. But is it the Allianz? I'm sure it's is it the Allianz? I feel like a pillock if it's not now. Who plays at the Allianz Arena? Austria. I don't think... no, I don't think we're going to that stadium. I don't know. Do Bayern Munich play at the Allianz? Absolutely no idea. But if you enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below, comment your thoughts as well, and subscribe for regular FM20 content. I'll be back on Tuesday, as I've just said, for potentially the aforementioned games, but you'll have to find out then. Very exciting, eh? But anyway, thank you very much for watching today. Thank you for your company, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.